Konnichiwa, Layla. Good morning, Luke.
It's like I'm going nowhere. A hamster on a wheel.
Never before have counselors realized just what an in-person act counseling is. It is a human interaction that was meant to be face-to-face. We're continuing to try to provide as much emotional and social support as we can. We are working with teachers through INRS committees. We are working with the child study team wherever we can. But we're also reading as much data that we can collect. We are monitoring their attendance. We are monitoring their grade portals so that we can spot signs that a child may be struggling.
Learning is a social endeavor, and I think not having those daily in-person contacts with students is sometimes a challenge to the learning that takes place. Our counselors have been in touch with many students to get a better understanding of their lived experience in school and lived experience at home as a full remote student.
So it's forced us to, in a good way, to think about kids very differently and to try to identify different things to look at rather than the standard, because none of this is standard.
So I guess my mentality has definitely shifted a lot to just sort of rolling with the punches. And of course, a lot of that has been facilitated by having teachers that have made a super conscious effort to make the class feel as normal as possible, so as to, reduce any of the impact that big shifts might have.
And then we reach out to those students, whether it's in person or virtual, and we find out, how can we help you? Can we help you get organized? Can we help you with study skills? Or do we need to address the emotional components before we can get to the academic stuff?
I think the biggest resource that not all students are taking advantage of is the office hours that teachers have available, because that's really that time where teachers can meet in a small group or even one-on-one with students to gauge where their learning is, what they're struggling with, and really form that connection.
I think students are tired and maybe tired of looking at screens, but I also think many of them have gotten into a rhythm and have figured out some organizational skills that have been helpful, or ways to stay connected to people in a safe way that's been helping them a little bit more as well.
I'm doing pretty well. I can kind of find the positive of things. So I've just been kind of just going about my day as normal as I possibly can without going crazy from being on a computer screen all day.
While academic policies or changes to academics or the schedule are very impactful, they affect different classes differently, and so they might not be the most universal way of addressing issues that the student body as a whole is facing.
I know it's hard for teachers too, it's not just students going through this.
Getting a better understanding of how the kids are experiencing this pandemic and this hybrid model, or going into a period of quarantine, that's been a priority for us.
What we're doing at the elementary level to support our students during this difficult time in education is very similar to what we'd be doing during a typical school year, except that this year we're doing it mostly virtually. We are all conducting virtual whole class lessons that focus on social emotional learning. We're kind of altering are strategies for support to fit this environment. Google Classroom, virtual counseling offices, as I said, individual meetings with students and individual meetings with parents.
So I'm a 6th grade counselor and a parent, so I understand what they're going through. And I think instituting balance and self-care within your household is so important.
I know that as case managers, we've been doing a lot of communication with parents, and we always do that, but I think it's definitely more than usual because parents are struggling too. They want to know how to help their kids. They want to let us know if their kids are really struggling.
When you reach out to a student just to check in and say hello and see how things are going, you can really feel the appreciation from them that, hey, they know that you're still out there, you're still looking after them.
And one of the ways that you take care of your students is to take care of yourself. And I think we have done a considerable amount of staff professional development.
We all have to kind of make sure that we're taking care of our own mental health, that we all have to remember that we're all under stress and that it's okay to feel overwhelmed and to reach out for help. And I think that we need to work together as parents in the district, as staff of the district, and try to see what we can do to help students deal with this just as we are.
I want the community to know that we are here to support our kids in any way we can, that we are missing them terribly in our day-to-day life, and welcome any opportunity we can to support them, and welcome any call or communication from a parent that's concerned about their child.
We need our parents to reach out to us and tell us if their child is struggling. We want to know and we want to help.
Even though it can be overwhelming at times, I really feel that we're figuring out ways not only to survive, but to thrive. And a big part of that is that close homeschool communications. And we are just thankful that we have such an incredible community that supports us the way that they do and that is involved the way that they are.
We can do this. We can get through it. We will get through it. And I really look forward to things returning to pre-COVID times when we can all be in person and continue to do the good work that we do.